What's up, guys? Welcome back, Pew Pew Brothers. We're going over something near and dear to my heart. And no, it's not because it has a chest rig. It is Smith & Wesson's 500. Shoot through the neighbor's fridge. And a pretty sweet chest rig. So, for everybody that's already watched my videos on my other channel, I have done a video on this already. But I didn't want to just copy and paste. Figured I'd do another video. You might see some of the same clips from other people shooting it. But it's just such a cool gun. And it's just so... It was basically the coolest gun I had bought at the time. When I bought this, it was like, wow. And I absolutely love it. So I figured it's worth doing another video on. I'm going to put the revolver down here for a second. I have somebody to introduce everybody to. This is Captain, and he makes Pickle jealous. And that's okay. We still love Pickles, and we still love Untink, but I got me a new puppy. His name's Captain. Cap for short. So, anyway, so there's that. Put the puppy down. And this gun weighs more than the puppy at this point. So I'll go ahead and show you. Empty. So this is a 6-inch Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. Clearly shoots 500 Magnum rounds. Here, these are Ultramax. I think these are 350, 325. Let's see here. 330. 330 grain. So, right on the box here says these are 1,350 feet per second. That's pretty gnarly. There's a manufacturer out there that makes 700 grainers. Puppy's getting after something. Give me that, jackwagon. There's a company out there that makes 700 grainers, and I'm gonna put in right here what the 700 grainers do.
Damn.
There's two more.
I don't know if I can do two more.
There's two more. Just keep going.
That one hurt. I got a big one. There's two more in there?
One more. Maybe. I think you might have got it on your first one.
No, it didn't kick that hard. I think you've only got one big one. There it was.
Hey, you hit one. No, there it was. So, coming back after that. So 700 grainers, they kick like a mule. Like a pocket mule. They're hard to hit with, honestly. Because they kick so hard after you shoot the first one. Usually you can hit what you're aiming at with the first one, and after that it's you're waiting for the kick so much. With one thing that helps that is we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you guys. So again, just for my double check as well, but the revolver is empty. So it's got a really long pull in double action. So you can see there it in a fairly long pull. So now in single action, you can see how much that trigger comes back when you draw that hammer back. I mean, and let me tell you, this is 2.5 pounds. Nothing to this. I mean, it's just nothing. So with that being said, puppy's just getting into stuff. that can be mitigated. Those 700 grainers can be mitigated a little bit if you draw that hammer back, because it is so touchy that so long as you've got your thumb out, your finger out, until after you really figure out where you're shooting with this thing, there's nothing to that pull, to that trigger pull. That trigger, the barrel length, the weight of the gun really lends this to being a very accurate revolver. So accurate that pretty much, especially with these Ultramax, are really good. I can pretty much put anybody on a target at 50 yards with this, and they'll ding it every time. So much that I've had those particular. I like the Ultramax, so that's what I've shot through it a lot. I've had those out at 100 yards, iron sights clearly, and I can ding a pie plate size steel target with it. 700 grainers, not so much. The first time I shot them, I was able to, but they kick enough that it hurts your hand, so you don't like shooting them. Just getting into stuff. What are you gonna use this for? Hunting, concealed carry. I have carried this a couple of times. To get to it, you have to basically take your shirt off if you're concealed carrying it, so it's not a realistic option. But it's cool, and it's like pocket jewelry. So, I will carry it every now and then. So, the Kydex over-the-shoulder chest holster, over-the-shoulder boulder holder. But for this is a Charter Arms. Pretty good so far. No hot spots wearing this thing, besides the fact that it is hot, but there's nothing that'll give you like blisters or cut you. It's heavy. You're wearing that thing under a hoodie, you're gonna be hot, it's gonna get sweaty. Not a big deal, because this whole gun, besides this rubber, and probably this piece here, I suppose, the back sights, but everything else made out of stainless steel, which is pretty nice on this gun, to be honest. My hair is great, but gotta get the gun in there better. The stainless steel is nice. It cleans really easy. You're gonna get a lot of soot and yunky gunky up there. This thing shoots a huge fireball. Actually, I have footage of that. You can see out of these, it actually, the fireball is here at the cylinder gap. There's a little gap between the cylinder and the barrel. And it shoots the fireball here and here. So, with that being said, when you shoot this gun, you don't want your hand up here. For one, the cylinder rotates. But also, there's a fireball that comes from there. So, I like to shoot this gun nice and tight, or up here a little bit, but usually nice and tight. You don't want nothing to do with this end of this thing. This will blow your dang fingers off. It's unpleasant to be around somebody shooting one of these. Shooting it's not so bad yourself, because you're behind it, and it does a good job, but being around someone shooting this thing is not good. The amount of blast coming off of this thing is ridiculous. Cool, but ridiculous. I said it was 18 inches. I meant 13 inches overall. You know how that goes, 6 inches or 4 or whatever, 8 or 4. 60. It's about 61 ounces heavier loaded. So there's that. You gotta keep that in mind. This thing is heavy. Could carry like 2 Glocks for the same weight as this. Yeah, it's a Smith & Wesson's X frame, which they designed for these bigger calibers, the 460, 500, And they've used it for some other bigger caliber stuff too. All in all, they're awesome shooting. This 500 is awesome. They make the cartoon like 13-inch or 9 or... I know they make a 9-inch barrel, and I think they make one longer than that even. And they're like cartoonish to shoot. They make a snub nose as well, which is awful. They are terrible to shoot. Burns your knuckles because the barrel is only 2 inches. Maybe it's 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches, and it's awful to shoot. Performance Center makes a 500 Magnum that is it's beautiful to shoot. Much better even than this. It's got some more porting. I actually believe it comes with a ported like end on it, a true port. It's awesome to shoot. Yeah. Smith & Wesson 500. Go get you one. Just remember, you're going to need something big to carry it. Drop leg. This thing will pull your pants right off you. So if you put it in a hip holster, make sure you got a good tight belt or a pair of spinders. Otherwise, awesome gun. Smith & Wesson makes good stuff. The revolvers are legendary. Legendary. Yeah, pitter patter. Get you one. Bang. Thanks for watching. This Pew Pew Brothers. Me and the puppy, Pickles and Tink. We're on out of here.